shall loyalty. Praise the soul of Savior who granted us the freedom. I love the soul the hero who bought the land we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with light and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambassador, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need. And your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of His nation. Ambassador, land of freedom.
My fellow Ambazonians, una good evening for all una, for all our big papa them and our big mommy them, for all our uncle them and our auntie them, for all our big brother them, our big sister them, for all our neighbor them, for all Ambazonian picking them. I be una brother Asu, when are the press secretary for the executive office for governing council of Ambazonia. That means say I be the spokesperson for the office for the leader for Ambazonian War of Independence, Dr. Ibacho. My people, when I come find the news today, the news we don't come out for that site for okay. All right, thanks. I can hear you. I get you clearly. All right, all right. Yeah. That one I call for the studio. So now when I forgive we the people for studio that they try for tell we some important information. So my fellow Ambazonians, the story for today, a very important story for our war of independence. Very important story. So the conversation for today, we go to talk, we go to do an analysis about what the higher commissioner from Canada, where they don't way naide for la République du Cameroon for represent the government of Canada for Cameroon. He don't move interview yesterday for that side for la République du Cameroon. He don't move on for our side. So today, this morning, the leader for War of Independence, he don't send out a powerful response to the Canada High Commissioner. And then, now, we go come now for examine what he really talk. And then we go send me message part 2. Because what the leader send him, na part 1 that. We go send him message when na part 2 from the Ambazonian people them. So, when I join all we, make we put our voices together, make we send a powerful message to the government of Canada, to the Canadian High Commissioner for la République du Cameroon, and to the international system. We go do analysis for their speech, and we go tell them the Ambazonian people their position. We go also to look into what this thing where he talk am, where they call and say the Swiss process. We go take una enter for insight all what be that thing where they tell una. And then this week, we go bring in one of the expert them for Governing Council of Ambazonia Diplomacy. They go can explain them for the Ambazonian people them all the things and way that Swiss process be all about, and what the Swiss government and the Swiss HD, that NGO. When they be contact the governing council of Ambazonia. Now what they be talk all about, because the Ambazonian people need to know a lot of things so that our people they no go remain, they need to understand what they really happen, and then we expect say they understand what they happen. We go bring in the leadership, make it talk to the people them directly for give clarity for these things. So we go start more time, make as always when we join for here, now time we take the time for salute all the people that join with, because for here, we know say when we can gather for here, number one, now for we for inspire our people them. Number two, now for we for educate our people them. Number three, now for empower our people them. Overall, we therefore now for give our people hope. We therefore now for build our people them. We therefore here now for promote nationalism for Ambazonia, for promote the freedom for Ambazonia, for promote the independence for Ambazonia, for give our people them what they don't ask for. All right, make us salute all the friends away they don't join way, and then we go start. I go also bring on a news. Country news. I go bring country news. We come up for that side for Manu. Some country news. And then I go show you the pictures. Where they come up for that side for Manu. For which they call and say local news. Okay? Make us salute the friends where they don't take the time for joining, and then we start. Jane Francis, we salute you. Alright, we salute all our people then for that side for South Africa. We fine mommy. Mommy we like sports sote. Right? Mommy, we did like a 16-year-old Pekin. We did like 16-year-old girl. We salute you, Mommy Irene. Big brother Juicy Abang, the egg of C big man for that side for Grand One. We caught you cafe. Alright? Fonyam, we salute you. Comrade Messi Beric, we salute all now. From Ben, we salute you, Mr. Oliver. Alright? Nzemun, we salute you. Ma Evelyn, we salute you too, Madam Ngu. Yes, Mami Wally. Yes, the Mami for all Ambazonia soldier them. Mami for shake no day. We salute you, Mami Wally. Yes, Mami you own Mami always when he talk, he go talk say shake no day. Salute you, Mami shake no day. Commit Ashu Basil. We salute you. Tanko. We salute you for that side. We did for that side for Belgium. We salute you. Commit Oscar the drum. We salute all now. Bishop Joseph. We salute Ambali squad. We salute all you. Yes. Oh, yes. Mami Fru. We salute all now. We salute all man. Una come well. Make comment Efim. We salute you. Margaret. Yes. We salute all now. So, make we start. Make we start with continues. Make we start with continues. Make we start with continues. Ma put na this picture for here. Make we start with continues so you come up for that side for Manu. We don't get pictures where they come up for that side for Manu. Una sabi say most of our communities them were royal, were people the way they do for villages them. Because they do farming, they come across a lot of things where they be very dangerous, but they also a lot of things where they be very dangerous, but they also be very useful for our people them. So now in this, our people them for that side for Eyang, for Manu. Now then this they don't go farm. People them for Eyang, for Manu. Now then that they don't go for farm. They say may they go for their farm. Now then that they go for farm. Now we good luck don't follow them for farm as they go for farm. Good luck don't can't follow them. When I guess what they go see and for road for farm as they did for farm. They go see na Mboma. Our people for Eyang. Now we they holla, they call all their other brother them where they be go farm together. They holla. Now where they go see Mboma. As they holla, they come out. They take their sharp collars and when they don't file and fine. They don't file their collars fine. You know say when they go bush for morning time, you file their collars fine. So now in that, they catch Mboma. They kill him. Big Mboma. We if he swallow 10 people, they catch them. You know, say when you grow up for village, the day when una kill snake, especially this kind of big snake, that means say that day, the whole week, the whole month self, because na better meat for our people them. So now they carry this mboma, they bring them for village. Una see them, see mboma. Now the news that way come up for that side, they catch mboma, kill him. This boy they strong. Mboma way if he swallow 10 people then. Now in that, una di see him, see ngum. This one come on for that side for Ayam, for Manu. Now make we go for waiting for the news proper. My fellow Ambazonians, the leader for a war of independence, Dr. Ibacho, he don't put out a response for the government of Canada for tell them, say what their higher commissioner for La République, he talk, he not correct at all. It been an insult to the Ambazonian people. Before we come for the analysis, make we hear what the leader for a war of independence, he talk, and then we go start the analysis, and then we go send another message for them.
Morning to our great people. This is Dr. Cho Ayaba. I am reacting to the interview made by the Canadian High Commissioner in La République du Cameroun. First, let me remind our people that the reason why the Canadian Embassy is referred to as a High Commission is because of Cameroon's membership in the Commonwealth. And the only reason why Cameroon is a member of the Commonwealth is because of Ambazonia. And I've read with utter dismay, and I think it's an insult to the Ambazonian people. The High Commissioner asking Ambazonians to compromise. I am wondering in which area would the High Commissioner want us to compromise. Imagine Mexico invades Canada, occupies it, denies it the right, the Canadian people the right to exercise control of sovereignty over Canada, imposes Mexican law on Canada, turns Canadians into slaves in their own homeland, enact laws that are estranged to Canadians, torture, kidnapped, rendition Canadians to Mexico, try them under Mexican law, sentence them to life in jail, murder tens of thousands of Canadians, cause the displacement of millions, and engage in acts of brutal occupation, including the wiping out of Canadian cities. What will Canada compromise on? I'm still wondering in which area of life would Canada compromise on? It is extremely very debilitating that countries which pride themselves with democracy, the respect of human rights, respect of international law, countries that have read the script of the survey made by Cardinal Toomey, the survey of the Coalition for Dialogue, which basically eliminated any notion, any doubt about what the Ambazonians want. That these countries would still talk about independence as though it is an estranged concept within the international system. The recommendation of Oxford University, recommendation number 5, is clear. That's not based on the opinions of Ambazonians. It's based on empirical evidence. The independence, the aspirations of the Ambazonian people should never, in discussions about the resolution of this conflict, be eliminated from the table. When highly placed diplomats, when the country that is behind the financial support of the Swiss process makes a declaration that independence should not be considered a viable option, that country continues to legitimize an illegal and brutal occupation and providing the fuel that Cameroon needs to continue to roast our people, burn our villages. Canada must understand that the occupation of Ambazonia has come to an end, and that the only premise for negotiation will be the timetable for the withdrawal of Cameroon from our territory. That is the only discussion that we will entertain. For 60 years, they've all sat by and watched a country violate international norm by extending its border without the consent or any treaty with another country, illegally. They have sat by and watched the human rights of our people totally violated. Women raped. They have failed woefully to back even the institutionalization of democracy within the body politics of Cameroon that could, at least to a certain extent, guarantee individual rights and the possibility of a consent-based governance. They've been part of a legitimization tool with Yaoundé, acting as though, impunity does not exist. This is insulting. Millions of our people are living in the bushes. These men have not called beer to order. Children are murdered. And they still doubt who was murdered this kid. They fail to enact international rules to, at least, if they doubt, send a fact-finding mission to establish the truth and take action. Will they even take action? Did they take action when they established the facts about Ngambu? They want to prescribe to us, the Ambazonians, a drug they cannot take. What is the reason why Quebecois are always asking for independence, even though they've not gotten it? It's a sense of nationalism. A fear that the Anglo-Saxon culture is going to eliminate their own culture. Yet the Quebecois have self-rule. They have whatever they need. Access to opportunities, respect, recognition. What do we have? Pain, exclusion, death certificates. An arrogant occupier that is determined to write the last chapter of our own history with our blood in the full glare of the the international community in the 21st century. Let me remind every diplomat in Yaoundé, be prepared to move embassies to Buea. We are not Cameroonians. That identity will not be ascribed to us with the blood of our people. We will fight to our death to protect the only space within which the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, all the treaties and norms of the protection of human rights dignity will take hold and be protected. Ambazonians have the right to life, to the protection of their dignity. We have a right to hope. Our only currency cannot be desperation in the land of plenty, occupied by a neighbor that we have fed, protected, that the world has supported with inaction. The termination of Cameroon's presence in Ambazonia must be the obligation of every country in the world. We will not take part in the Swiss process until the international community fulfills the minimum standards, prescriptions that we've put in place. We will continue to work with the United Nations to make sure a credible process is established with certainty of success that gives an opportunity for us to negotiate the termination of Cameroon's occupation of our country. The resistance will continue, and I call on Ambazonians across the globe to reject any cynicism, any prescription 60 years after tanks roll over our borders and made us miserable. We must stand firm with conviction that our resistance is rooted in law. We are a people of good faith, high degree of tolerance and compromise, that for over 60 years, we as a people have begged, have gone down on our knees to ensure that we have a space to live in peace, that our votes could count. We've begged these diplomats. Ambazonians in Canada have called on Canadians parliamentarians. They've petitioned. They've begged. And nothing has happened. Immediately, a failed process was instituted. Canada was willing to bankroll it. Canada has not been willing to refer Cameroon's genocidal policy to the UN Security Council. It has not been willing to commit, apart from being rhetorical. It has not even been able to meet Ambazonian leadership, to have proper discussion on how any meaningful discussions can take place, to ensure that Canadian taxpayers' money is not wasted in a botched process. We have ultimate respect for each country in the world, their sovereignty, their opinions on issues, but we think it's actually insulting after the death of thousands of our people, misery imposed in our land, children having been to school for more than 4 years, that any country, any ambassador will still think coexistence with Cameroon is an option. It's like thinking that one day Adolf Hitler will come back and will unite Europe by force. Or that the Napoleonic principle of unity based on The lack of
Bluetooth
consent
connected.
should be the basis for which Europe should be united. This is unacceptable. And we find such comments, such statements insulting to our dignity and to our people. We should continue to arm ourselves. They have failed to invoke the responsibility to protect the lives of our people. They failed to create safe zones within which our IDPs can stay. They failed to do anything. They failed even to put minimum pressure on a decadent political regime that is crumbling. I mean, what are they scared of? Are they scared of this 90-year-old man who should be in an old people's home? Are they scared of a Tanganji? Who are they scared of in Yaoundé? Is that a viable political institution that they think it should be sustained? Do they pursue an economic doctrine that creates wealth and opportunities for even Cameroonians that they are afraid that it's going to be undermined? Why are they scared of an outgoing, crumbling political system that has meant nothing for even its own people, for international peace and security, for stability and for the creation of opportunity? They want to speak against the first democracy in the continent of Africa, the anchor of stability in the Gulf of Guinea, against a people who've shown high degree of tolerance and compromise, even in the face of death and destruction. They want to maintain the status principle upon which international relations is built, against that of self-determination for which millions of people aspire to be free from tyranny and occupation. What the hell are they scared of? Not on the blood of our people. Ambazonians, remain committed to your independence. As we said before, as if the issue of the whole resistance depended on us alone. The sun has risen over Ambazonia. We shall prevail over Cameroon, like the Eritreans did to prove the Americans and the international system wrong, like the South Africans did to prove the international system wrong. We have in the past 4 years on our own rewritten our own history. It must have been written with our blood, but we are grateful for the sacrifices that our people have made to establish safe and governable spaces within our own territory, to fly our flag, sing our anthem, and create our community schools. Look back, there is hopelessness. Look forward, there is hope in a new country. No one will dictate the outcome for us. God bless you all.
My fellow Ambazonians, and I don't hear directly from the leader for our war of independence, Dr. Ayabacho, for the message we don't send them for the government of Canada, for the message we don't send them for Canada High Commissioner for La République du Cameroun. When I don't hear very clearly. The first thing we need for know is say, when I see this kind big people, then when they represent country, they get a lot of power for the world. When I see them, they can't start from move statement. The first thing we want people they need for know is say, now because fire day for inside La République du Cameroun. Now because they know say La République it don't crumble. Now because they know say La République don't lost the war. Now because they know say Cameroon the economy don't the chakara. Now because they know say the center cannot hold because there is no center for La République du Cameroun. So when I see the can't start for make this kind of statement, now because they try for buy Ambazonia. They try now for buy we. They try for use Ambazonia like a rescue package for safe Cameroon where it don't scatter and it don't crumble. When they talk so not because they will not win. Now because we already defeat La République du Cameroon. Now because we don't make Cameroon, it don't lose control of Ambazonia. And they know say Ambazonia, now the only thing with the whole Cameroon as a country together in the first place. They know say all the money where they run the Cameroon system, the country where they call and say Cameroon, now because they come off Ambazonia. Now because they know say Ambazonia independence, it go mean say the end of the existence of Cameroon. So now they define a way for sacrifice the Ambazonian people them like a rescue package, like a rescue economic package for salvage which remain as Cameroon. Not because they like you, not because they be just, not because we be a powerful people, and they don't see what we don't do for La République du Cameroon. But as Mami Woli don't talk, shake no day. Now we get Ambazonia. Now we get Ambazonia. This same Canada Higher Commissioner, not been a country, Canada, he vote for Ambazonia independence or United Nations. Not been this same Higher Commissioner, a country, Canada, not been a country vote for Ambazonia independence or United Nations for 1961. So maybe Oga Higher Commissioner, maybe the first thing where you need for start for talk. Now forget your country. For talk say they say, will be vote for Ambazonia people their independence. Now wait till happen for that independence. You don't answer that question. You never can answer that question. You got to go back for your own parliament. You got to go back for Prime Minister Trudeau office. You carry the file for una vote for Ambazonia independence. You go back, you go talk say, Oga Prime Minister, see what Canada be doing for 1961. He vote for the Ambazonian people, their independence for United Nations. How now what happen we will not help for finish the process of that independence. Now the process this generation don't woke up for finish am. Oga Higher Commissioner, that process we will not be finish am. Una vote for it, una not complete am. This generation don't woke up for finish that for complete that process. 60 years after. Now for the day now. Now our country, now our land, we need to beg. We need to beg some person. We need to beg La République du Cameroun. Somebody give we a piece of their land. Now our country, now our land. We need to beg anybody. We need to beg. So when you come up for your interview, you can't talk, say they say independence be logistically unrealistic. Logistically unrealistic. Since 1961, where Cameroon don't commit human rights abuses for our people then. Since 1961, Cameroon don't burn villages, kill people them, disappear people them. When I never come out, when I can't hold Cameroon accountable. You never ever come up. You can't hold Cameroon accountable. Even when Agbobala, La République sponsor Agbobala for come for una parliament. Can't speak. He give una all the statistics. At that time, there be only been at 300 villages so they don't born am. Una same parliament, he here for all these things then. He come hold the Republic accountable for the 300 villages so they don't born am then. No. He hold the Republic accountable for the tens of thousands of Ambazonians so they kill him. No. Canada Parliament, he hold Cameroon responsible for the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Ambazonians. No. He hold them responsible for all our young people, then when they catch them, they go put them for the various concentration camps. No. But the moment they sign the staff for show say, they say, Cameroon don't lost the war, Ambazonia they don't take control. La République du Cameroon, through the multinationals, the company, the way they benefit from cocoa, where they come from the cheap cocoa, where they get them from Ambazonia. Or maybe free cocoa and coffee. Those multinationals, including the one where they benefit from timber, they quickly arrange, pay the Swiss HD, bring in Swiss foreign ministry, launch some thing where they call and say Swiss talks. The Canada government not even know what it be all about. What it be the details of it. It quickly take $20 million. It give them for Swiss HD. Send them money this for help for restore peace. Ambazonian people need to ask for peace. We ask, make Cameroon get out of our land. We need to ask for peace. While people they get peace before Cameroon can occupy our land. While people get peace, they get stability, they get economic progress, they get economic opportunities, they get a stable government, they get thriving cities before Cameroon can occupy our land, annex our country, and impose tyranny on our people then. If Canada truly stand for justice and it truly stand for human rights, then at the time this way, Mr. Higher Commissioner, retract your statement and start for act for justice for Ambazonia. Retract your statement and start for act for justice for the tens of thousands of Ambazonia where Cameroon don't kill them. And start for act for justice for all the thief of Ambazonia natural resources where Cameroon don't thief them. And start for act for justice for all the 500 villages and more where Cameroon don't born and for Ambazonia. And start for act for justice for all our mommy them and our sister them where they don't rape them. Start for acts for justice for the independence where your country be vote for. Now for those who take una serious. But Ambazonia, we no go leave them. Make they use Ambazonia like an economic rescue package for save Cameroon. It no go happen again. Now a different generation this. While people they deserve better. So when you talk, they say, you know, we need for compromise. Compromise for what? Compromise for our land. Why you need to ask Cameroon make compromise a land? Why Cameroon no compromise a land into the people for Central Africa, into the people for Congo? Why not Ambazonia? Compromise on what? He said the need for be more flexible. Flexible in what? Flexible for accept genocide? Flexible for accept tyranny? Flexible for accept Cameroon terrorism on the Ambazonian people, now which kind of flexibility you want me the Ambazonian people they show them? Since 1961, we don't be flexible. We don't be tolerant. Until La Republic push our people to the war. Then our people rise up. For correct the injustices of the past. For right the wrongs. When we will not be fit for stand up for correct them. Even when our own international law, we are not even fit for uphold them. When the people they don't rise up for challenge the fraud. Now they can't ask you more compromise. Oga Higher Commissioner, compromise no day. It did like when Adolf Hitler, he be kill the Jews, put them for gas chambers, born baby them alive, born papa them alive. I wonder whether Canada for tell the Jewish people back then, say may they just compromise. I wonder whether Canada, if I make this kind of statement for the Jewish people, say may I just compromise with Hitler. May I just compromise. May I be flexible with the Holocaust. More than compromise. Today, the Jewish people, because of the Holocaust, it forced them for intensify their desire for create their own free homeland. And today they see the existence of the Jewish state. After Cameroon genocide on the Ambazonian people, there is no compromise. We'll go kick Cameroon out of our land totally. As we don't already defeat them, that the end is for Cameroon. So maybe now Canada need to start to think about the future of Cameroon without Amazonia. Canada needs to start to think about the hundreds of millions where they need to give Cameroon as economic aid. Because the farm where they call and say Amazonia for Cameroon don't end. This brave generation don't liberate Amazonia. Now only the Ambazonian people, they get the right and you go get the final say about the destiny of Ambazonia. Not Canada, not America, not Switzerland, not United Nations, not African Union, not Germany, not England. It go decide what to be good for the Ambazonian people then. Nobody. Not in the generation this one now when I go tell we what to be good for our people. Not be the generation this. Now the Ambazonian people will get the final say on what to be good for them. And that final say, the Ambazonian people already decide. Now the total independence, now the total freedom and independence of the Ambazonian people then. Now a free homeland. Now the thing that is good for the Ambazonian people then. 60 years of occupation, of terrorism, of carnage, of brutality, of pain and suffering. It don't correct.
Power off.
That chapter don't end. That chapter don't end. That chapter don't finish. Now a new chapter this. That chapter na Ambazonia. Now the new chapter this for the people, their history. Ambazonia as a state will not go compromise, not even 1 inch of compromise with Cameroon. The British people, when Adolf Hitler be invade them, they be compromised. We not stop this nonsense. Not be the people that battle England for end English occupation of Canada, just like Americans. But we not be talk for that time say me una compromise, eh? Independence only find for una, right? Freedom only find for una, right? So that make we continue for be displaced people then. And then we go come out, we come from una country, then we come back. Like most of we don't come back. Muna give you place where we stay. Muna make you feel safe. We become strangers to the world. Prosperity only find for Canada, right? Human rights only find for Canada, right? Opportunity and development only find for Canada, right? You not find for Ambazonian. No. Oga Commissioner. The Ambazonian people talk say objection. Ambazonia, they want freedom. They want independence. They want economic opportunity. They want development. They want to feel safe for their own communities, for their own towns, for their own villages. Ambazonia, they want to be in control of their destiny. And that's why the freedom and independence of Ambazonia are the only option with the Ambazonian people they ask them. And they want to be in a permission. Well, we need to beg some people then. Well, we need to beg for our own country, for our own land. We need to beg. No, not before this generation. Not before this one. Oga Commissioner, not be this time. When I go back for a drawing board, maybe when I go back for Swiss HD, maybe they go give una 20 million back. Because una put money for the wrong place. They don't dip una. They lie una. Ambazonia not be a geographic location of La République du Cameroun, where they call it Northwest and Southwest. You know this one. Because when your country be vote for the independence of Ambazonia, it not be vote for Northwest and Southwest. They be vote for the independence of Ambazonia. They not be vote for anything else. So when I stop this when I connie. But this generation is a powerful generation. We go continue for provide our people them with the guns and bullets for protect themselves. For send Cameroon out of Ambazonia. When I go figure out what we need for do with Cameroon. As for Ambazonia, we don't decide what we want to do with our country. That one our business. Anytime when I don't be ready for talk, as the leader don't talk, the discussion they will continue with the United Nations. But in terms of the Swiss talks, they continue for bring Ambazonia and them back. For normalize things then. For go sign the same backdoor deals then. Just like 1961. Not been at this time. 1961 no go repeat itself for this time around. And Ambazonia no go ever become anything for do La République du Cameroun. They get their own country. They get their own borders. Ambazonia never ever sign any treaty of union. Even if we be sign a treaty of union. England signed treaty of union with the European Union, not become a European Union. So even if we be signed treaty of union with La République du Cameroun and one come out the union, which did it? First of all, we not sign the treaty of union. Secondly, it not ever exist. So what did it? We will need for beg some person. Now our country, when I get out, when I tell La République, may they get the fuck out. May they come out. The time don't end. Now our country. So my fellow Ambazonians, not mean that's one thing this we need for over worry ourselves. We need for over worry. Say Canada ambassador don't talk say say independence be logistically unrealistic. It be unrealistic. When I tell you say, if it also say independence be logistically unrealistic, tell you say that same people that we talk say independence be realistically, it be logistically unrealistic. They don't bleed La Republique and bankrupt La Republique. That same people that we talk say they say their independence be logistically unrealistic. That same people then, they don't make Ambazonia ungovernable. Lily Lafrique don't run. Okala Bilai don't run. 80% of governors they don't run. 80% of DO they don't run. All senators they don't run. All parliamentarians they don't run. When I go ask you again, independence be realistic, be logistically unrealistic? CDC don't be shut down, 80% of it. Pamo don't be totally down. They play all the places where La Republique be the move oil. They don't burn Sonara down. All the places where they be the move the crude oil. They need to operate again. So what you remain? Oga Ambassador, you still believe say independence be logistically unrealistic? Now a different generation this as you don't tell now. We'll go finish La République du Cameroun because right now they live on financial drip. They live on borrowing. Every 3 months, IMF go give a small drip. We will go carry them for 3 months. La République for financial life support. Ambazonia don't show them something. So that game will already be over. So for the Ambazonian people then, you see, we don't always tell when I say, no wait until this kind country they can make statement, and then it be like say, no freedom no come. No, Ambazonia don't already be free. We as a people don't already be free. Because we don't end Cameroon occupation, we don't render their occupation of Ambazonia completely useless. They don't feel run the territory anymore. They don't feel control them anymore. The enterprise of occupation, it operate on losses because of the system of increase the cost of occupation. Cameroon they spend more money for inside Ambazonia just to try to maintain a failed occupational policy than what they get out. So that business now a loss already. Cameroon as a state, all their institutions then, the presidency they in chaos, all ministries they in chaos, the institutions in the one for Cameroon, from all the report we get out, the institutions for Cameroon they don't collapse. They don't fit pay salaries. The 5,600 and something workers them for INEO, they never pay their salaries for 8 months. The Cameroon government, it owe INEO 5 billion. Workers them for CDC, they never pay them for 13 months. What's left? Teachers them for La République du Cameroun, they don't pay them. What's left? Now we also hear say they say the journalists who they work with CRA TV. Some of them they never receive salary, what for 6, 7, 8 months old. So what it be remain for Cameroon? Nothing. The only thing will remain be army, police, and gendarme. That's the only thing that will remain. We need we really need for just sit down and ask yourself, say, now how these small people then, the people the way the world, it take them like, maybe they know will succeed. How we do them? How we do them for a small people like we? Where the world underestimate we? How we defeat mighty Cameroon with the backing of the international system? How we make governors around? Make senators around? Make parliamentarians around? Make the territory totally ungovernable for the colonial state? How will make them for stop all their economic exploitation? And now Cameroon don't be bankrupt. They borrow money now left and right. for try for hold the army, police and gendarme for keep them together. How? Paul Biya don't run for the last 8 months. No man will ever see it outside until 3 or 4 days ago, where his sister died. And when I see it worker, it work like a devil. It work like a person who already died. Then they put something for his skin where they control it like 10. There's something where go just control it like a robot. Paul Biya don't run. When I see Shanta, no when I see, it is like person we just said they just moving for coffin. And I don't see them no. Now the thing that Ambazona don't do them. Ambazona don't show la République du Cameroun something. So just like Mami Wally don't talk, shake no day. Now our country, we young. We get time. Cameroon not get time. So when they see these things then, that they don't start beg. They beg on behalf of Cameroon. They don't come now, they beg. They beg Ambazonians. Ambazonians are beg, we not compromise. We not compromise so that we feel, we not help we save Cameroon. Ambazonians, we not be flexible. Because without we not Cameroon no go fit exist. They beg. Why did not become back when Paul Biya be the born villages? Why did not come back Paul Biya say Paul Biya stop? We don't know why. Because without Ambazonia, there is no Cameroon. Without Ambazonia, Cameroon not fit survive. So that's why they come back. Alright? Secondly, now a diplomatic tactic to the user. Forget the Ambazonian people. For psychologically feel say they say, well, maybe Canada no will support Ambazonian independence. No, Canada go support them. Canada no get any choice. Now our country, now our freedom, now our independence. They go support them. We need for hammer La République a little bit more. We need for wire La République a little bit more. That's why Dr. Abibi, a very smart leader, for can't tell the Ambazonian people say they need for take control for ground, stabilize the ground, and then project a force we go make the world. You see the Ambazonian people as ready for be the guarantor of peace, security, and stability. Because the thing that they fear the most. What if we fight this La République and then we not guarantee peace, security, and stability for that place? Now their greatest fear that. So when they see that they can't talk, now because they calculate, they look. If they leave a vacuum, make it be created for Ambazonia, it go be at the bedrock of terrorism for the Gulf of Guinea. So the Ambazonian defeat of La République du Cameroun, it create a stability vacuum, it create a peace vacuum, it create a security vacuum for Ambazonia. And if we not rise up as a people for stabilize ground zero, project the force, we go be now the guarantor of peace, security, and stability, then we'll get more of this statement then. We'll get more of this kind call them. Because why we don't defeat La République du Cameroun? The question I say, we not go fit keep the peace, we not go fit maintain stability, we not go fit protect those people then. Now the question that we there for their mind. Now the thing that they look at. Not because we never defeat Ambazonia. That's why the talk say they say independence, it be logistically unrealistic. You hear? Logistically. When I see him, Dr. Abada is a very smart man. He understand the game. And he know how to play. And if you play the game fine, they talk on your behalf, as will be explained for now. If you not play the game, fine. They go talk on the behalf of a middle ground. And that's why they see them now that they can't talk now about a middle ground. Why? Because they look. Ambazonians, they don't make the territory ungovernable. Yes, they don't stop economic exploitation. Yes, they don't they get control of territory. And they get 80% or 90% dynamic control. But the question now, I say, they get enough capacity for guarantee peace, security, and stability. Now the question that, and until we answer that question and start to take the bold action for fulfill the plan for stability for Ambazonia, we go always confront these diplomatic roadblocks. I mean, this diplomatic balanced approach. And more of them go to come up. The faster we as a people, we follow the plan, we don't help all we forget for this point. Make the territory ungovernable, increase cost of occupation, stop economic exploitation. Now the roadmap that with the leader, he lay them out for ground zero. While people for ground zero, they follow this roadmap and we achieve all the victories then for the plan of liberation. Now the plan that Dr. Ayaba lay for the Ambazonian people then for 2017, and now the plan don't secure the victory for give Ambazonia a voice. If we not hear for that language, it talk now it not even call with the people of Northwest and Southwest anymore. They're talking on both sides. And because they're recognizing that two countries a day. So the Ambazonian people, they need to rise up for fulfill the responsibility of our own freedom. Dr. Abbott, he talks until it be very important. And I be actually to get a conversation with one of the top policy advisor and strategist. He talks a PS. A people with a day on a liberation struggle like we did so. If their liberation struggle, they wait on the international community, make it intervene. That people, they will always lose the struggle. Because when the international community, they intervene, they not go intervene for what you want. They go intervene na what you favor the international community. Not be na what you go favor the people them. So, Ambazonians, they get these tendencies. First, wait for the international community, how it go respond. No matter how our cause it be. No matter how the international law be on our side. It don't always be on our side since 1961. The cause always be just since 1961. They be intervene? No. Now because gun and bullets are there for ground. Now because we don't build a powerful defense structure for ground. And the system will move ahead. We need to do more. Once you defeat La République du Cameroun, you must take control of the ground for provide peace, security, and stability. It be now their responsibility. And if we don't want to take that responsibility, the international community it go take that responsibility for bring back help La République du Cameroun, make they provide peace, security, and stability. And the thing and this, the delicate things in this Ambazonia they need to know. That's why Dr. Ibadan challenge all we. And General F don't send a plan for put 250 AK for the stabilization force for ground zero. Now for avoid all this talk them from these diplomats and project Ambazonia for the point when these diplomats themselves they go to say yes, we like what you see. Yes, we like what you see. You want to woke up for morning time. The new Biden administration, it go talk say, okay, that palaver don't go on for too long. These people, they don't show seriousness. They don't show maturity. They don't show understanding. They don't show pragmatism. They don't show leadership. They don't take back control. We like what you see. We know so we wait till they get them. There is no going back. There is only going forward for reshape the Gulf of Guinea. For the way we go be more stable. Make a talk one last thing and then I come back with this one. One let the commissioner of La République of Canada to La République, the higher commissioner of Canada to La République, come say any cosmetic solution and anything will not be based on justice and truth, based on historical facts about Ambazonia and based on international law about Ambazonia. It will create more problems for the Gulf of Guinea. Now the time this way, the Gulf will take a tough stand for bring justice and truth to the table about Ambazonia. Abuan just at the other point. So we not go shit on again. Begin to wait for the international system. Dr. Abaron talks say, as Dr. General Efang is sent the plan for 250 acre for build-in the stabilization force for Project Ambazonia and start for capture Boya, start for capture Manfe, start for capture Kumba, start for capture, take back Bamenda, take back Kumbo, take back Santa, take back all our citizens. 250 acre. The cost na $500,000. Now all that. It go move away from this phase. We will gain recognition. And then we'll start for putting the transition authority together. We'll not start for put a transition authority. And we'll not protect our institutions them. For the transition authority. That's why the stabilization plan be critical. As the world they talk now, they tell you say negotiation they come. I need to talk about the peace, the Swiss talk. I talk about a credible negotiation process where the UN they work on. The Swiss talk been a normalization plan for normalize ground zero for La République du Cameroun. All right, make we leave them for there. So we know if you talk say they say we don't defeat La République du Cameroun, we don't create this peace, security gap and stability gap. We know if you talk say one start for put a transition authority for ground zero, and we know if you protect institutions of the transition authority. So the stability force, we know the special forces, their goal now for start for remove all which remain about La République du Cameroun from Ambazonia. So that when they move in from inside Boya, you go get these special forces, 250 of them. They go march straight to Boya for broad daylight. Pick whatever remain of the colonial system. Take over the governor's mansion. Take over the SDO's office. Take over the DO's office. Mount Ambazonian flag for the Prime Minister Lodge. Mount Ambazonian flag for Bongo Square. Mount Ambazonian flag for Commercial Avenue for Bamenda. Put Ambazonian flag for in front post office for roundabout, for Independence Day roundabout, for Manfe. Put Ambazonian flag for roundabout, for Kumba, for near Boya Road. Right for they put Ambazonian flag for Kumbo Town Center. Put Ambazonian flag. Now for there you will see the world, the whole world, their talk will change. So for all Ambazonians, we not be very hopeful. La République don't finish. Make no man no ever think say there will be anything back for Ambazonia in the name of La République du Cameroun. That one a history. For all our historians, when I start to write a new history for the Republic of Cameroon, for which Ambassador don't do for them. Now about the vision of Ambazonia. Now about the kind economy system we want build for our people then. Now about the kind roads we want construct for our people then. Now about who said they go build the international airport then. Now for restore the one we be there for Manfe, for Tico. Now that one the one restore them. Now about how we will build 2 seaport. One for Tico, one for Limbe. Now about how they will build, they go take Bafut airport. They turn them for international airport. Now about Ambazonian. Now about how we build our electric power plant. We go power our economy. Now about the 13 universities for all the 13 states. All the 13 states of Ambazonia go get 13 state universities. And most of them go be na universities them, na centers of technologies and engineering. We know they get why university no be na that like the public their own kind colonial university where they go learn a history. Why university go be na centers of science, technology and innovation. All 13 states. What the thing now the kind hospital them we want build for our people, 21st century hospitals for our people them. We think now about how we fit implement what educational policies for our picking them. We think now about for bring back what refugees them for safe places where they don't liberate them. And we fit protect them and secure them. How we fit bring back what IDPs for safe communities and start for normalize their lives and give them a sense of dignity and hope. I'm not talk about Ambazonia and La Republic. That's an old story. That one an old chapter. Now about how we start for rebuild our roads, the kind roads them, the kind super highway them, and flyovers them. We for build them for Ambazonia. Now the discussion this now. Now about the vision, the future of Ambazonia. Now about what legal system, what justice system, where the governing council of Ambazonia go the roll and small time. They call and say Ambazonia Code of Justice. They will the roll them out small time. Now the things that will get for focus on now. That's why Dr. Ibadan talk say 500 Ambazonians. They give $1,000 each. It go take with there for provide the 250 AKs for the stabilization force. We go be at the special forces for protect Ambazonia. According to the plan where General Efam, he don't send them for the leadership. Now the discussion this. Make I take this call from Ireland.
Power on.
Comrade, just give me a moment.
Bluetooth pairing.
We'll connect you for speaker.
Bluetooth connected.
Hello? We'll get a call from Ireland. All right. So now the place that was supposed to go, now the talk that was supposed to talk right now, whether you be businessman for Ground Zero, wanna contact the office for the governing council of Ambazonia, wanna contact the secretariat, and we will tell wanna a safe way where wanna go send in wanna contributions them without una life or una security to be jeopardized. Any man go contribute. All the business people in Ambazonia. Na for una. But this project Now mostly for people for diaspora. All right. I want to thank the people that they don't already commit so far. I want to thank those families that already commit so far. We want to thank the various cultural groups then where they don't call the office for the secretariat for the invite the leader may can talk for them directly and explain this a policy, this a plan, and talk for them directly for place where a diplomacy day and how the strategy for end this thing. One thank and one encourage all the diaspora communities, whether on a cultural group or on a national group. You know, the leader be very open for come for una meeting, address una directly, talk for una directly, for tell una plan, and a plan for work with other partners, and build a good negotiation team for Ambazonia. A plan for stabilize ground zero and what it go be all about. When I get involved now our independence this. Not be some personal team. Now the time this way, we work very hard for bring everybody together. Everybody where he accept say one Ambazonia independence. It's time for Ambazonia independence. It's time for the flag. It's time for the anthem. It's time for ground zero. It's time for defend the people and protect the people. We'll be willing for work with all the nationalist groups then, where they come on good faith, where they come as stakeholders for the revolution, for work for the greatest interest for the Ambazonian people then. All the defense groups and for ground zero. And I don't see what did happen for Manu. When I see how all our forces for Manu, they come together, carry out a successful attack against the Republic of Cameroon. Phenomenal. So we did reach out for all the various defense groups and for ground, where they fight for Ambazonia independence. For them for start, for collaborate, for build a transparent, credible collaboration with the Ambazonia Defense Forces. When are the papa and the mommy for self-defense for ground zero. The most powerful, the biggest, and most equipped defense group will represent the nationalist, the national army for Ambazonia. We did reach out for bring all the other groups in, for work together, collaborate together, and support. We go only support the Ambazonia. May I answer this question? A brother asked me the other day, say, why be say the ADF need to support, it need to give materials for this group or that group? I talk to my brother. The Ambazonia Defense Forces, since the time we create them, General Ivo, it be to give material for all man for ground zero, including Field Marshal. General Ivo be the supply materials. Now, the way we ground zero day, now the groups and where they come with open hands and open heart. So they stand up for fight for the Ambazonian people, their independence and freedom. And they want to collaborate transparently. Every collaboration, it not go be na for back. That collaboration will be that's until they work on within the commanders, within the generals, and their representatives so they do for diaspora. Because when ADF it go work with commanders and for back, sign collaboration agreement. Their political leaders what they do for diaspora, or their country leaders what they do for diaspora. They go feel say they go lost power. They go come outside, can make audios, scatter them. So now we don't learn from the mistakes of the contender force. So we need to work with the defense groups and their supporters and their organization and their communities that they support them. We go work all together, create transparent agreement, and then put an offer outside. No Conino day. Conino day. So until we get concrete agreement concrete arrangement with defense groups. We not fit provide support with groups and we know no place where they stand. We know say that they do their best, but in terms of what be their stand for Ambazonia independence. Because on the day, they only fight for governments instead of Ambazonia independence. So nothing just supply any group. We go supply the groups and we collaborate with them, we work together, and the groups and that will receive support from ADF. So any man we want support ADF, join collaboration. You want me ADF help you with training? May they provide with our leadership? May they help with our structure better? When I get material support? When I come, work, and join ADF for collaboration. While when I maintain and when I identity, when I maintain the name for when I group, when I only collaborate for work together for stabilize ground zero. Because this stabilization plan, it will require, say, we bring a lot of those groups in for provide the necessary training and education and oneness for Ambazonia. All right? Make us see if any question there. I check WhatsApp. No question not there for WhatsApp. All right. For Facebook people, they only talk now hello. All right. So now the discussion this, now the conversation this about more get on. All right. Would they fine? Would they strong? I would like for take maybe 1 or 2 questions them. People them for ground zero. We will watch directly from ACN TV. If we not get any question, we not fit call. We encourage all man. When I get my phone number, or if you send me a message for Facebook, or if you call me for WhatsApp, or if you send me a direct text message, or you call me directly, when I go for ttof.net, for the home page for TTOF, if you go there, you make a direct contribution. Any place where you're there for the world, if you contact me, I will tell you how you feel send your direct commitment. And then the Governing Council of Ambazonia, it will send you an official receipt for your money every $1 when any person commit. We get a database. All man go get official receipt for anything we don't donate. For our people that they for America, some brother be asked a question, man give an answer. If you did for America, you commit for TTOF, you go get a receipt where if he help you during tax season, you use them as an official document for say you give your support. They go give you official document where you go use them for your tax, for your tax. Yes. For also Ambazonia Day for Canada. Any person where he make a commitment, you go get an official tax receipt at the end of the year where you feel use them for your tax declaration, for your contribution. So more and also. So when you also donate, it will help you as well for your tax. Say the government give you some money to back. More and just know that one. All right. In the next few days, we go do a summary statement for can't tell the Ambazonian people them how many thousands of bullets the Governing Council of Ambazonia it don't supply for ground zero, and the weapons where they don't supply them. Because some people, we know say since the beginning of TTOF, we can't give a summary statement. And then for all the people then where their credit card they don't expire for TTOF, we encourage all una sign back for TTOF because that project it really helped for stabilize the fighting. When I see what that project do and for supply Bamenda supply Manfe, supplies Meme, supply Boya, supplies all the place and where our forces are there. When I really sustain the fighting, and I don't bring me for this place all day. So all my way credit card don't expire, or you be only subscribed, maybe you talk for 3 months or for 6 months. Would you encourage all when I go put back that on a credit card for that system? Because it really give the forces them a fighting spirit. In fact, the materials them for continue for battle at the Republic of Cameroon while we mobilize for the stabilization plan for the 250 AK. So now they talk that for today. Mona know over what myself about which the Canadian diplomat don't talk. The destiny of Ambazonia and the Ambazonia people that they control them. The future of Ambazonia, it will be decided by the Ambazonia people. Then. No country, no international institution, it will impose anything on the Ambazonia people. Then. Nothing will be done without the consent of the Ambazonian people. Then. So we understand that one. Secondly, Cameroon will already be defeated. So there will be no return of Cameroon in Ambazonia. The occupation will not end. Now that the time this for we for filling the gap and make the contribution will be necessary for we for stabilize ground zero, project ground zero, and gain the respect of the international system. Now I talked about one talk for today. Make all man stay fine. As always, we love una stay committed, una stay defiant, una continue for be determined as we move the remnants of Cameroon for our territory. I want to take this opportunity for thank all our mamida for the big ghost town for ground zero today. I want to thank all our mamida that they sell for market for the collective sacrifice. I want to tell all our business people them for the part way into their play. For keep the heat of the revolution strong. See, every Monday, they sacrifice their earnings. Sacrifice, they not open their store. Maybe they not go market. For keep the resistance alive. We thank you plenty. A collective effort this. Why the soldier they fight? While mommy they uphold ghost town. While begin they sacrifice school. All like collective effort. Make us speed up the process for free land. Make us speed up the process for Project Ambazonia. Make us speed up the process for Ambazonia for gain recognition. A new Biden administration, it will take over small time. Just in the next maybe 1 month and a half, a new administration will take place. It will take over the government for America. Make us speed up the process. By the time they take over that government for America, we don't project ground zero. We don't say alternative not there. Now only ahead for Ambazonia. All right? We do always think ahead. We do always think forward. Okay? So, we love na plenty. When I get a great night, when I get a good night, may God keep una safe. When I continue for be hopeful. When I continue for be committed. When I continue for be defiant. All right? Our future are the only hope for Ambazonia. The freedom and independence of Ambazonia. That the only thing we give the Ambazonian people a dignified life. That the only thing we give we economic prosperity and opportunity for our people them. That the only thing we give our people them a good quality of life. That the only thing we make our people feel safe. That the only thing we give we a country who will be very proud for call them home. The freedom of Ambazonia, now our only hope. May we get a good night. May God bless all man.